In today's day and age, if you see anything on the shelves, it was heavily advertised. Whether it's product placement, traditional ads, or everything else in between. It's quite literally thrown in your face. In that same world exists a rum called Old Monk that has been one of the most popular alcohols amongst a 1.3 billion population for more than 60 years, all without a single ad. So how did Old Monk become a nation's alcohol of choice without ever marketing it? The story of Old Monk goes back to 1885 when a Scottish entrepreneur brought India its first brewery in the small hill station of northern India by the name of Kasauli. The main purpose of this brewery was for the British troops to have cold beer, so Kasauli Brewery produced Lion beer, making it India's very first beer. Fast forward to post-partition, Indian firm Mohan Meakin acquired the Kasauli Brewery and launched their flagship drink in 1954, Old Monk. Generally, rum is made with sugar, sugarcane, or molasses. Mixed with water and yeast, which then converts sugar into alcohol, the fermented rum is then distilled in a heated vessel and then stored away in a barrel. Old Monk isn't made any differently. It's molasses distilled rum, 7 years blended in oak wood. The longer it ages, the darker the color, and the more intense the flavor, explaining the rum's dark color and its bittersweet taste. I reached out to a rum expert from Florida to see what he had to say about Old Monk, and fair to say, Robert Burr was a fan of the rum's unique East Indian blending style and its rich and buttery aromas. This dark, buttery, vanilla-flavored rum reigns supreme in India. Comedians have mentioned it in their skits, YouTubers have made tributes to it, there's even a popular short film inspired by Old Monk. I reached out to the filmmaker to see what was so special about the rum.
My 18th birthday. This is one memory I remember clearly. There was no beer, there was no whiskey, there was just Old Monk. And probably many of my friends were drinking for the first time. It has a lot of childhood memories. Old Monk was rumored to be going off the shelf because of lack of sales. And we said, damn, we have to do something about this. We made a story out of it. It's going to resonate with a lot of people throughout India.
And resonate it did. The comment section of the short film filled up with people talking about their personal stories with Old Monk, their friends, memories. This short film connected with a lot of people. Matter of fact, Old Monk even resonated with the actors.
All the incidents that you hear, what they're talking about in Old Monk, is actually true incidents between Jeetu Shastri and Sanjay Mishra from their real life.
After speaking to Yash, one thing was clear. Indians love Old Monk. But I was still puzzled exactly how the word gets around about the rum, given that they
never advertise their rum.
But why? To understand Old Monk's choice not to advertise, we have to briefly understand India's relationship with alcohol advertisement. In a nutshell, India banned all alcohol in cigarette ads in 1995. But liquor brands found a loophole. Introducing surrogate advertisement. Surrogate ads simply mean a brand advertising a regulated product by disguising itself in a product sold more commonly. For example, let's say American lawmakers were to make a decision and call McDonald's unhealthy to the point where they can't advertise their burgers. Then, McDonald's could use surrogate advertisement and put the iconic M on water bottles and other products instead of burgers to remain relevant in the eyes of the people. That's exactly what Indian alcohol brands did. McDowell's #1 alcohol brand was now advertising gourmet snacks. Bagpiper, that sells whiskey, started promoting club soda. So, what was Old Monk doing all while the other brands were strategizing? That's correct, absolutely nothing. Kapil Mohan was the brother of the founder of Old Monk, and he believed that the best advertising for the rum was its taste. We do not advertise. I will not, and as long as I am in this chair, we will not. Old Monk relies on its 1. Tasteful bang for its buck rum, and 2. Its loyal customers. That's exactly how they've stayed in business for so long. Bagpiper uses a slogan that roughly translates to, "Then it'll be a party when me, you, and Bagpiper will come together." That's recited by famous Bollywood actors who are the 1% of India. The strong bond of friendship that brands like Bagpiper attempt to achieve, Old Monk has already mastered. Old Monk has worked through different generations, over 60 years, and the loyalty spans in masses, all because it strikes a chord with the people. It may be the fact that Old Monk was the rum that was distributed to the Indian military that brings the sense of bonding that exists. Let's take a step back and take a look. Old Monk is a rum of great quality and most importantly is cheap. This attracts a lot of broke college students and groups of friends who would like to have a drink but not burn holes in their pockets. This results in Old Monk becoming the drink for the youth of every generation. And as Yash Verma puts it,
my grandfather drank it. And as a child, I would see him drinking, and then I started drinking it.
And as soon as they grow up loving the rum that they have so many memories attached to, it drives a sense of nostalgia. You can advertise all you want, throw the brand name around, but the only ad Old Monk equips is the word of mouth. The curious youth watching their father dabbling into the rum, then going to their friends and spreading the word of the dark nectar, and propelling the cycle of the Old Monk. What Old Monk gives its crowd isn't just good rum. Any other branded rum with a decent taste can do that. Like Coca-Cola sells happiness in a can, Marlboro sells masculinity in a pack. Just like that, Old Monk sells nostalgia in a bottle that takes people back to the good old days. It reminds them of friendships they built in dorms. It's the sentiment that becomes stronger when it's not advertised on billboards. Old Monk creates loyal customers by how the audience relates to the brand, and not what the brand is trying to relate to the audience. It's reminiscent. And as Mr. Verma puts it,
Old Monk, that's what it's a legend, basically.